In this video, I will show you how to make these pleats, how to make the strap connector, how to make wristlet strap, or you can make crossbody strap, how to install the zipper, and how we can finish this purse, this beautiful balloon purse. Let's get started. The pattern has 3 pieces for the front. This one is the piece B for the pleats. This is the piece B. Piece A, it will be this, and this is the piece C. The idea here is we will join these pieces together, we'll make the pleat, and then you will get the front piece. So this template is both for front and back. To make this balloon purse, you will need 2 different colors of fabrics for the front. I chose this one for the center for the piece B or the pleats. Then this will be for front, back, piece A, piece C. Then you will need for the strap connectors, then for the zipper tabs, and I will show you how to make a wristlet strap. So this piece will be for the wristlet strap. You will need a lining piece, lightweight interfacing, and fleece. Then you will need a zipper, 8 inches. You will need O-ring or D-ring and a swivel hook. After you print the pattern, make sure to check this test square. Here I have used number 3 zipper. Let's see how to make zipper tabs. First, what I will do, I will sew these open ends together. So I'm just sewing around like this, just 2 or 3 stitches, and that's good enough. So after sewing the ends, we'll take the zipper tab pieces, these rectangles, they will be right side up and the zipper will be right side down. So the zipper pull is down, and you will just wrap this around like this and clip. Do the same thing here. Wrap near the zipper end. And now we'll sew a line over here and here. I did a stitching 1/4 inch on both sides. Now we'll trim the edges. And just pull the fabric outside. And now I will top stitch here 1/8 or 1/4 inch on both sides. Okay, the zipper is ready for installation. We'll keep this aside. Now we'll start making connectors. For connector, we'll need a connector piece. Fold it in half, open, join the edges to the center, and again fold it in half. Now I will give a good press, and then I will sew 1/8 inch away from the both edges. I sewed the edges. Now we'll take the D-ring or O-ring, insert into the strap, and again I will sew along this edge with 1/8 seam allowance, and also I will sew here so that it won't move. This is how it will look after sewing the edges, and I sewed it here also so that the D-ring or O-ring won't move that much. Make sure you backstitch at the start and the end while sewing on this side. So our strap connector is ready. Now let's make straps. I'm making a bracelet strap. You can make a crossbody strap or shoulder strap, whichever length you need. So I folded this fabric in half lengthwise and then pressed it, and then again I brought these edges to the center, pressed it, and again I fold this and pressed it so that it gave me a nice crease. Now I will join these short edges together. Before that, I will put this swivel hook inside. Like this, and then I will open both the ends, match the short ends together, and sew a 1/4 seam allowance. Just bring this together as it was before so that it will form a loop. I sewed this loop with 1/8 inch seam allowance on both the sides. Make sure to back stitch at start and end of each stitches. So I did back stitch over here when I started, and when I came back I did back stitch again. Now this is where we sewed the edges together. I will bring the swivel hook over here like this. I will sew over this same seam. Okay, now you should have these pieces ready. With this template, you should have one exterior piece, 2 lining pieces, 2 lightweight interfacing, and 2 of fleece, batting, wadding. Then you will have piece A with the exterior fabric, piece C with exterior fabric, and piece B with same exterior fabric. So make a crease on this line and draw a line on that crease with a friction marker or chalk on the wrong side of the fabric. Like this. You can remove the freezer paper if you're using, but keep the freezer paper onto piece B. And I will fold this like this, reverse. and this one also here, so that we don't sew the freezer paper with the fabric. This is the piece A. On the PDF pattern template, you will see I have marked here that sew piece A on this side and sew piece C on this side. So we'll just match the edges and like this, put a pin. And we will sew on this marked line. Just make sure the freezer paper is out of the seam. Do the same thing with this piece, like this. Match the points. And sew around. Make sure you backstitch at the start and at the end of the sewing. The front piece is ready now. See, I have sewed this on A piece and here piece C, like this. Now let's start pleating. We'll make a fold here and bring the fold onto this line. So fold and bring it over here, and while doing this you will press every time you make a pleat. Fold on the first line, bring the fold onto the second line of the triangle. Like this. The same with the third pleat, and press every time you make a pleat. And the last one. Like this. So this piece will match this piece. So the freezer paper is onto the right side of the fabric here. So I will show you again how you make the pleat. This is where I trace the lines. If you don't have freezer paper, this is how you will do. Piece A and piece C will be here. You will just bring the fold. You will make a fold onto this first line. Press and bring it here. Clip or pin. Then again fold, press and bring it onto the second line. So you will do similar like this, and you don't have freezer paper. Turn around. Just make sure there is no crease in between. I got a crease over here, so I will just fold it again. Now I will give a good press, and then I will fuse the lightweight interfacing. This is the shiny side onto the wrong side of the fabric, and I will press here. But if you're using cork, fall leather or vinyl for piece A and piece C, just interface the center of the fabric. Don't interface A and C. So with that, what you will do, you will just cut the center facing. To get the piece B, draw a line here, draw a line on this side, and use the center, cut on the line, use this center to press on the pleats, wrong side of the pleat. Okay, I've used the lightweight interfacing to the back side of this piece and also to the back piece. If you're using freezer paper, you can remove it. See, because we use a lightweight interfacing, the pleats stay together as we want. Pleats are ready. Now we will call this as a front piece, and this is the back piece. As I have written this on the pattern template, this is now same size as the back piece and front piece. Now if you are using fusible fleece, fuse it to the lining piece, or you can sew all around with a zigzag stitch. Stitched it with a zigzag all around the edges. You have your strap ready, have zipper with the tabs and connector. Now we take the front piece and 1 inch down we'll sew the connector like this. So I will sew just over the stitch. Take the front piece, mark the center, fold it in half, mark the center, do it to all the pieces. Lining, I have marked center here, here, and also the back piece. And then you will mark for the zipper same way. I just cut a tiny bit on both sides. So you will take the front piece, right side up, zipper right side down, and then you will match the center marks, clip, you will sew with a 1/4 inch seam allowance with the zipper foot on. So I sewed the zipper onto the front piece. This is how it will look. After that, take a lining piece, right side up, and zipper piece down, wrong side up of the fabric. We'll match the center point and again we'll clip and sew. I will just sew over the stitches. I sewed the lining too. Just press it along. Okay, now we will do the same thing with the back piece. This is the center, back piece right side up. This piece lining side up, we'll mark the center, or we'll match the center, clip, and sew with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. And I forgot to tell you, when you are sewing here, before the zipper pull stop, the needle should be down. You lift the presser foot and you will move the zipper pull, and then you will start sewing again. Back piece done. I will sew the lining. So lining set down again, match the center, clip and sew. Zipper installation is done here. This is the lining, front and back piece. We can open and close the zipper. Now we'll match the front piece and the lining piece. Just press it with the finger. Clip both pieces together. Top stitching on both sides, here and here. I will increase the length of the stitches, like 3.5 to 4, and I will sew it on both sides with 1/8 inch seam allowance. Just to make sure while sewing near the pleats are not turning backwards. So while sewing, make that sure that pleats are in their own place. Now we'll open that zipper. We'll bring exterior pieces together, lining pieces together, and we'll match this to this. So we'll fold this in the center like zipper, like this. So when you sew, it will be like this. So just bring these two together like this and clip. Do the same on the other side. Make sure the connector is inside. I will bring these two edges together and put a clip here. Make sure the pleats are not turning back. Pleats are in, or else it will go like this. So make sure. So I will just put a clip on the pleats so that they don't move, like this. So just make sure the zipper is open. And clip here, and I will put a mark like 4 inches. So we are not sewing here in between. I will just sew around here, up to here. Okay, I sewed around and I kept a gap in the center where we marked. I will first take a look that if my tabs are good. Yeah. Now what I will do, I will trim the zipper tabs. Just make sure you won't trim it near the stitches. Also, I will trim 1/4 inches all around with the zigzag scissor. If you don't have zigzag scissors, you can just put some cuts, or you can just trim it with your regular scissor. Now I'll just turn this right side out. Okay, I will push the fabric. Push the curves. Also, I will push the zipper tabs. Like this. I'll put inside the lining. If you roll this, or roll it like this. Push the lining inside, all around. Take a look if you need any changes. If everything is good, then you can either sew this with your sewing machine, fold this inside, put a clip and sew, or if you want to look this good, you can sew ladder stitch. So I will just take one stitch here, take another on other side, do the same thing, one stitch here, one stitch there, and I will pull. I will do this and come back. I hope you will make your bloom purse